A weekly update of the super cool post-apocalyptic survival drama is finally here. Today, we continue with Earth Endures. Episode 3. At the end of the last episode, Ash and Emma finally summoned the courage to accept survivors from all over to rebuild human civilization together, and the people who saw their message finally appeared. Not villains, but a couple, George, the bearded one, and his wife, Shawe. The two families, working together, began their post-apocalyptic survival journey. A large time jump. We quickly arrive at the 6th year of the collapse of human civilization. With the decrease in humans, not only are there rats, but also a large number of carnivores roaming the land unchecked. This day, Ash accidentally hits a lion while driving in the mountains. Unwilling to watch the lion suffer, the kind-hearted Ash draws his pistol, preparing to end the lion's pain quickly. Suddenly, he spots a little girl in the woods. Upon seeing Ash, she runs in terror into the deeper woods. Ash cautiously follows, explaining that he means no harm. He's a good Samaritan in this apocalyptic world, a father, and he and his wife, Emma, have a son and a daughter. He then tells her about his sanctuary, a place with abundant resources, and welcomes her. The girl lowers her guard. Ash notices she's covered in wounds. As he moves closer to examine them, the girl suddenly screams.
Look at that cut, okay? Whoa!
Clearly, the girl is terrified of strangers. Ash repeatedly assures her that he won't harm her and waits in his car, hoping she'll trust him enough to get in. Ash returns to his car, only to find the injured lion has escaped. After some thought, the girl bravely approaches Ash's car, accepts his apple, and gets in. Upon arriving home, Emma and the children greet them, learning of the girl's presence. But whether it's Emma's gentle calls or the children's enthusiastic invitations, the girl only shrinks nervously in the corner. Ash and the others discuss the girl's background, concluding she's suffered severe trauma. When encountering strangers, she yells to protect herself. Shawe offers food, but the girl, in a panic, knocks it over. She notices Shawe has many scars, just like her. Shawe sees the girl's confusion and explains that she suffered similar abuse as a child. Sharing this tragic experience, the girl finally accepts Shawe's invitation. Shawe takes her to the bathroom, runs a warm bath, and counsels her. She tells the girl how desperate she and her husband were in the apocalypse until they saw the welcome gift left by Ash and Emma. They bravely approached and now have their current life. Then, they leave to give the girl time to herself and bathe. Ash and George cautiously investigate the place where they found the girl, looking for signs of her home. In the forest, they find a house filled with horrifying torture devices. Clearly, the girl suffered terrible abuse. Shawe finds a letter in the girl's backpack, finally answering all their questions. She then gives the girl her own room, warm and clean. After the girl falls asleep, Shawe reads the letter aloud to everyone. It's from the girl's mother, who explains that the girl's name is Shawe. When the virus hit, she and her daughter survived, but the apocalypse changed people, mentally devastating them. Her own father began brutally abusing both mother and daughter, causing the girl to stop speaking. The mother tried to stop him but failed. In her final moments, she wrote this letter, hoping someone would take care of her daughter. As for her father, the newly made grave at the entrance might be the answer. Everyone is deeply sympathetic to Shawe and decides to adopt her, offering her the warmest love and protection in this apocalyptic world. Time flies. A year later, Ash and Emma have their third child, making a significant contribution to the continuation of humanity in the apocalypse.
What's going on? What's that?
The alarm at the entrance suddenly blares. Realizing someone is approaching, Ash, Emma, and George immediately grab their guns and go to investigate.
We just didn't want you to shoot our boy.
Rifle down. I'll do the same.
It's 3 adults and a child. The little boy accidentally triggered the alarm. They exchange friendly glances. After confirming they're not hostile, Ash welcomes the 4 newcomers. Their leader, Molly, is a doctor. The others are a family, Ezra, Jane, and their child, Reeve. They met in Ashland but encountered a plague outbreak. Everyone was infected and died except them. They seemed to be the legendary immune group. With no other options, they continued to wander until they arrived here. Seeing the welcome sign on the wall, they nervously enter the area. Emma and the others warmly welcome them, offering them a place to stay and work together to rebuild human civilization. But a disagreement arises. The biggest risk of accepting survivors in this apocalypse has arrived. Because Molly and the others have guns, Ash is concerned about safety. If a conflict arises, the guns are extremely dangerous. Emma, as his wife, is more open-minded, comforting Ash and suggesting they observe them. If they decide to accept more survivors, this problem will arise sooner or later. They must trust them. The next day, Ash assigns people to go out and collect supplies. They take Molly and the others. Reeve stays home. Ash reminds them of the supply collection area, the types of items to collect, and the current environment. Because in recent years, the surrounding resources have been almost completely depleted. He stresses the importance of returning home before dark, as large animals might be active at night. After driving a short distance, they stop at a small town to collect supplies.
Well, parents can't pass on faith, only fears. Say that like it's a good thing. I don't think it's the end of times.
Arrives at a small hospital. The bodies of those who died from the virus outbreak have been gnawed on by rats, leaving only bones. There are almost no usable supplies. She also encounters a stray dog. Fortunately, it's small and she isn't interested in dog meat. Using a fire extinguisher, she drives the dog away. A locked door catches her attention. Molly uses the fire extinguisher to break it down. She's surprised to find a large amount of medicine and packs it all up to take back. Meanwhile, Ezra and the others finish their search. Molly arrives late because she carried so much.
Go off on your own, the whole system breaks down.
You said essential. In case mine gets robbed by junkies, they have everything they need in a backup cache.
Find one or two more bottles?
How about 200?
But everyone makes it home before dark. Ezra finds a guitar for his wife, Jane, who was a singer before the virus outbreak. That night, they have a bonfire party and Jane plays a cheerful tune. Seeing the joyous atmosphere, Ash realizes he shouldn't be hostile towards the survivors. His original intention was to accept survivors, rebuild human civilization, and create a harmonious community. Jane shares her story, recounting her constant flight during the apocalypse. Exhausted, she doesn't have the courage to have another child. With Molly's encouragement and everyone's support, Jane decides to have the baby, contributing to the continuation of humanity. In their harmonious coexistence, Jane gives birth to her second child, and George and Selin also have a baby. Young Shawe gradually becomes cheerful. 7 years pass. It's the 14th year since the virus outbreak. Now, Ash and Emma have 3 children, Ezra and Jane have 2, George and Selin have 1, plus Shawe. There are now 7 children in this small family. Ash, the most educated parent, must plan for the children's education. Ash and his son are in the library collecting textbooks when a violent storm hits. When he rushes home, he discovers that his loyal companion, Lark, is missing. He finds Lark crushed under a tree branch. Poor Lark is gone. Ash knows his old dog, who had been with him for over a decade, has reached the end of his life. Ash says goodbye and buries Lark. Ash, Shawe, and his youngest son are playing in the yard. They believe their home is a safe haven, but danger lurks. A lion has silently approached.
If you get jumped!
Ash bravely fights the lion to protect the children, but he has no chance against such a powerful beast. He's thrown aside by the lion. Shawe, witnessing this, speaks for the first time. This concludes episode 3 of Earth Endures. The time jump in this episode is incredible. In just one episode, 14 years have passed, and new survivors are joining their small community. The number of children has grown to 7. It seems they don't lack supplies, but they do need survivors with virus immunity. So, will they encounter more survivors next? What will happen next? Ash is dragged away by the lion. Is it the same lion he hit 7 years ago? What other wild animals will they encounter? Fans of post-apocalyptic survival films can't miss this.